Is everything happening for a reason? Is this all meaningless? Am I going somewhere? Is it going to get better? You know what I mean? These are the questions. But the good news is the answers to those are almost always yes and positive. I think it is going somewhere. I think for you, you can now see the clearer direction of what to do. It's not going to always be easy. I feel like for you right now, you're kind of being tested and times are hard. You're maybe being forced to deal with a lot of isolation. And one of the hard parts about isolation is that like it really tests the discipline that you have for the new things that you're doing, or it tests your identity. And so I'm getting like your identity is being tested. But I'm getting also that like you're strong enough to be able to handle it. And though like part of you wants to give up and is wavering, you're actually doing a pretty good job. I think you're actually always doing a pretty good job. 111 when I said that. You're actually always doing a pretty good job. I think you might just be someone who is like overly critical of themselves, or like you just can't see yourself the way other people see you. I think that might be one of the most kind of tragic things about you and your life as a person, is that everyone else can see all of these great qualities that you have, and you're just always looking at the things that you could improve, or the parts of you that you could get better, or like, the things that are wrong with you, or whatever. Like for you, it's like never enough. You always want more. And there's something about that which is like about growth and improvement, and everyone wants to grow and improve, but there's something like kind of toxic about it. And I think part of what's being tested right now is for you to approach growth and I think also like creativity in a new way that isn't fueled by this toxic self-loathing person, like I should be better, I'm not good enough. It's not about that anymore. Now it's like you're learning to create from a place of play, from a place of enjoyment, a place of detachment, and to learn the lesson that will lead to much more abundance than this constant like strangling of your creativity and forcing something out. It's almost like you're at the end of a tube of toothpaste and you have to like squeeze the bottom all the way to the top to like get anything out. For you now, it's going to be like the thing is always full and it's just going to feel easy, and it's like, and so I think some of the time it's for you, it's going to be like, okay, maybe just sit and like write down the things that are going well, or just think about them right now. Like, what are some things that are going well? What are some things that someone else, forget you and you viewing yourself, but forget just someone else, viewing you and being like, hey, that's actually pretty cool that you do that you were willing to do that. Even if that thing in the past didn't work out, or you tried something new and it failed, or whatever, like, it's actually pretty cool that you tried that, Like, most people wouldn't have been willing to take that risk, but you took that risk. Most people wouldn't have been willing to say that thing to that person, or try to make that thing work that maybe seemed like it was going to fall apart. I feel like you're someone who is willing to go all in and put your cards on the table, and like see where the chips may lay. And before you did that from like a place of like, oh, I have to get this to work, so I'm just going to go all in. Now, I think it's about like, can I go all in and just but do it from a place of play, right? That's the opposite of, I was listening to someone talking. They were saying play is the opposite of tyranny. In a tyrannical society or whatever, there's no like play, there is no fun. But creativity is essentially meant to be playful. Like when I'm making these, do I know where I'm going? Like, what is the whole idea of play? The whole idea of play is you don't know where it's going, but you're there for the ride. And when I sit and I make these videos, I'm talking, I don't know where this is going. I have a general feeling and a general vibe, but I know that it's about play and seeing what resonates, And so I think for you to like try to find a sense of play, like having like these fun, silly moments. Like when you're going outside and you see something, just like doing something random. Like my roommate, what he would do, sometimes he would just randomly like yell hello at random people that we walk by. And I would always be like, why are you doing that? That's so weird. Like, oh my God. But like people find it funny or have fun. And I'm like, oh my God, it's just play, right? It's just play. It's like we've completely removed the sense of play in our society. But anyway, I'm not going to go on a rant about that. Back to you. Oopsies, sorry. So back to play. So you're in this creative place. You're trying to approach creativity from a place of fun now, and to see yourself as if someone else could, like, as the way that other people see you. Because I think you're also maybe like at an early age or something happened to where you constantly were feeling like you were being monitored, or you were being watched, or like, and everything you had to everything you were doing had to be like perfect, or you were compared to someone else, and you feel like you were never enough. You could always be more. Maybe you were told you had a lot of potential, and now you feel like you're just letting everything down by not living up to that potential. I think there's a lot of this kind of energy going on. And I also resonate with a lot of that too. And so I think it's like, finding play, looking at the things that you could be proud of, and then just like reaching out to people also. I mean, so this is because maybe if this resonates, this is an isolating period. Maybe there's someone you could reach out to. Maybe there's like this risk you could take when you go out and you see someone, to just like have these small kind of forms of connection. There was some study that showed that people live way longer when they just say randomly, like they randomly say hi to people, if you're that kind of person. But I do think that wherever you're going, you are learning a lot of these important lessons, and a lot of this guidance is just kind of coming to you naturally, and you don't have to, you don't necessarily have to listen to me or listen to some other video or something. There's the whole purpose of this isolation is to open you up to yourself, and to let that kind of guidance flow out of yourself, because it's already in there and you already have everything that you need. It's just a lot of times other people or books or whatever can be the key that unlock what's already within you, right? And so look for those like keys and be open. I think also it's a time to be open and to not be restricted, right? Play and creativity require a hand that is at ease. If your hand is too stiff, you're going to be drawing, everything's going to be scratchy. But grace, right? The idea of grace, letting the feminine dimension of reality kind of flow through you. That's like Devi's grace, right? Letting that, and that's also what allows things to manifest for you. But you can't hold too tightly onto things if you want them to manifest. So hopefully parts of this resonated. It was kind of all over the place, but I think generally it's like, let's look at ourselves from how someone else would see us, realize things are actually doing pretty well. Maybe there's this feeling of you're being tested and things are hard, but I think you actually already know what to do, or you've already seen this kind of thing before. And maybe like try to reach out to people and have random acts of kindness. So thank you for watching.